Okay.
In chat.
Not in chat.
I mean, yeah, sorry, not in chat. I can tell you. So the server is Disney Cruise. The pass is this.
Okay.
And then I'm taking your DM off the screen in case I accidentally alt click.
Understandable. I'm going to find a job, and I'm going to enter your password. And I believe that I am presently entering your game.
Okay.
Look at this.
All right.
Hey.
Okay. So you have a blue hat in your screen?
I have a blue hat. You have an orange hat.
Okay. Ryan Gary's a blue hat. I'm the orange hat. It's my understanding we carry the glass without breaking it.
It's my understanding that the second best team of all time contains Herp3333 on YouTube.
What? They're immortalized.
They're immortalized.
I mean, there's goals. All right, let's do this.
Do you know what this game is about, by the way?
I don't. Do you?
What happened? Oh!
Wait, how did you do that?
I right-clicked and moved my mouse.
Can we go
if
the
you
other
hold it, and then it stays vertical.
Okay.
Dude, look at this. This is like, it's easy mode. And then maybe mouse wheel?
Lift. Whoa. Okay, hold on. So, mouse... Okay, so mouse goes up.
Yeah, but we don't want to go vertical over this one. We don't want to go vertical.
This is probably a great game to play with your spouse. And like probably they would, if there was video game marriage counseling, this is probably it, because we can't do this without talking to each other.
That's true.
Clearly. There we
You
go.
ever think about that? I always think, like, every time I'm at an escape room, I'm like, this would be a perfect place to do like a group job interview.
You lost me at, no disrespect, you lost me at assuming I would go into an escape room. What, have you been to multiple escape rooms?
I've probably done, if I had to guess, I've probably been to 3 or 4 escape rooms.
Okay, can you walk me through your motive? Like, don't they just lock the door and then, like, you have to get out, and until you solve the problem, you can't, they lock you in there?
Pretty much, yeah. The
that
way I would
terrifying?
describe it is not scary at all. Like, it's not like Saw. It's not like they lock you in like a reverse bear trap, and if you don't solve the puzzle, like it closes on your skull. Like you recognize this is like a business where you pay them some money in exchange for some entertainment.
Yeah, but they have like, and they don't let you out until you beat it, right?
Well, like if you had like a medical emergency, or if you were like, I would like to leave the room, I'm pretty sure they would let you out.
But isn't that terrifying? Like, so if you don't figure it out, you're stuck in that room.
Well, you're not stuck in the room, because you could just be like, we can't solve it, let me go.
Oh, I thought you paid, and like, you paid to be trapped. Like, you know, some people pay to do other stuff that's, you know, make the majority of public may consider a little avant-garde, but no judgment.
You are, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? Like some people, like, have you ever seen, what's the show with the guy from the wine movie Sideways, and he pays to get hit?
Billions.
Yeah, like, I thought that's what like escape rooms were, except you're not getting hit, you're getting trapped.
It's you're never really feeling confined.
Okay.
It's just like I mean, it's not like a prison. They'll let you go if you want to leave.
Okay. But so there's like a safe word or something?
The safe word is, please let me out of the room. I have stuff to do. I don't know what you're saying here.
There's not, well, I think the issue is there's not many of them in Michigan, and the one that I see is normally in this like little town that I go to, called Frankenmuth. Anyways, and they have an escape room there, and it says like adults only. So that's my only like exposure to an escape room. So I'm like, okay, if it's adults only, there's something going on there that's only for adults.
Well,
You know
I think
what I mean?
it's more like You would probably have a bad time if you like brought your 8-year-old to an escape room because your 8-year-old would like derail the whole operation.
Okay. So now you painted it in a different light. So is it like blueprints in real life?
Yes, that I mean I was going to use that as an explanation, like basically immediately before we started talking about like this S&M angle.
So okay, so like what are some puzzles that you've solved that were like cool in a escape room?
Every escape. By the way, can you rotate the glass to the yeah, there we go. No, maybe like a level.
Mid?
Yeah, mid exactly.
We can both rotate, right?
Yeah, but like
Okay, cool,
if
that's
you're
fine.
fully corked, I can't uncork it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you. Okay. Can I walk or I gotta jump?
You can jump.
Light tap.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right. All right.
Almost every escape room I've ever been has basically several combination locks where what you do is like turn over pictures in the room in order to find numbers, and then you put those numbers into the lock, and then opening that gives you either another picture with numbers on it, or alternatively like there's a key inside of there, and then you have to find the lock that the key goes into. And then you just
That
like
sounds
you
awesome.
it's a lot of fun, man. I feel like it would be great for a group job interview because you would figure out like who's good at like maintaining the group dynamic, who's got like natural leadership abilities, who crashes out immediately when things don't go their way. Or if you're the person that's always like we should count all the ceiling tiles and then like add all the ceiling tiles to all the wall tiles and put that in every lock.
That okay. So you got me on board. Now I'm excited. Why did they have a escape room on the Disney cruise? Did
That
they have
actually
one?
would be sick.
I would have done that with you, but if I had known what I know now, like, no offense, I wouldn't have done it with you like before with the adults.
Right,
only
because you would have
escape room.
thought like a Paul Giamatti situation.
Yeah, but okay, so that's cool. So let me ask this: who have you done? Have you done them like you and Kate, or you and Kate and other people?
Yeah, me and Kate and other people. We did one with Bear and Wife Taffy once. We've done one. Did one in Japan with some friends, which is good too. Maybe I've only done 2. I can't remember.
Is there? Can you tier list your escape rooms? Like, are there certain things I should look for? Because I'm gonna ask my wife. I'm like, hey, let's go do an escape. Can you do it just you and your wife?
You could, yeah. It's probably usually they recommend putting like I don't know, like maybe 4 to 6 people.
Okay. So I'll plan a group date night, and then, but like, what's a indicator of like, hey, this is gonna be a good escape room? Like, are there any factors I should look for?
Honestly,
Nice check,
I
by the way.
wouldn't know. We've only gone to ones that were like, you know, local. That's my bad. I should have said
it's all
something.
good.
But also, I'm kind of surprised, with no disrespect to the industry, I'm kind of surprised they survived the pandemic. Like it feels like a very mid 2010 sort of industry. Remember when like cupcake stores were popping up everywhere?
Yeah.
And now like the cupcake stores are gone, and then there was like a boba explosion, and then there's been a little contraction in the boba industry.
And then I feel like vape has replaced cupcakes and boba. At least where I am.
You know what? I do feel
Sorry, I
that
wasn't paying
like
attention.
no, it's all good. Well, like vape stores and because it's legal here, cannabis dispensaries.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I drive around, I'm like, this can't last, man. There can't be like one vape store and one cannabis dispensary on every single block. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. Like everybody eats food, but there's like one grocery store per kilometer. But like a relatively small percentage of the population compared to eaters is vaping, but there's 2 on every single block.
Yeah, I mean, we could devil's advocate, right? Like, or are we underestimating the amount of like Mathises out there?
I don't think I'm underestimating it because I see it everywhere I go. Every time I'm outside with adults my own age, I always see someone hit a vape and then blow like an enormous cloud out of the driver's side window of their car.
This is too personal. You can just say, can it? Because I don't think we ever had the decision. Are you a vapor? Like,
No, not at all.
You don't walk around. You don't have any in your house.
Do I have any vapes in my house? No, I have no vapes in my house. We don't vape.
No. What about the stuff that like? What about the green stuff?
No, man.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you partook. Like, if you told me you partook, I wouldn't judge. I'd be like, okay, that's maybe where a lot of the bits come from.
Who do you think I'm like George Harrison, man?
I mean, I would think maybe like
This inspiration just comes from being outside in this sick world, man. I don't need any kind of chemical assistance for that.
Well, I mean, like after a long week, with the family and hanging out with the kids, it's like I could see you on the back porch with Affleck face, and then you get, oh, I got a little left over from the dispensary.
I just think I think it's the Bitcoin ATMs. I think they're doing something in the store. Or either that or online, there was like a course that was like, here's how to open your own vape store. And then like everybody took the course and were like, I got the capital to make this happen. Because I just don't think that there can, it's not even like I don't believe that there's people vaping. I just think like all these stores have got to get rolled up, man.
Yeah, at some point, right? Yeah, I think I'm with you. I never thought about it, but I think you're right. Because otherwise, why isn't there just like a Walmart of vape?
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
You think that'll happen?
I think it's likely, yeah. Well, I don't know, because I also feel like almost all the vape shops, there's like a wink and a nudge, right? It's like...
What do you mean?
Well, it's like, we know that, like smoke shops forever, I feel like they don't sell enough product to make rent. So isn't there like a little wink and a nudge that's like, there's something else going on here? Like if you go up to the front and you ask for like a specific thing, they look you up and down and then they say, follow me, and then you go into the back room and something's going on in the back room.
And in the back room, there's like a little rectangle cut out about eye level that slides open and closed to make sure
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and then somebody with like a Eastern European accent says like, what's the password? And then, and then you say gabagool, and they open the door, and it's like a woke up this morning, that type of thing.
And Paul is like, hey, try some of these breakfast eggs with the sauce on it.
It's for hey, big puss. It's for water pipes only. It's for tobacco use only. Anyway, I just don't believe there could be that many like vape stores that also sell samosas that are making enough money to stay open.
Well, I will say this: I was getting my hair cut. Sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was getting my hair cut, and there was a vape shop just open next door, and she goes, "Yeah, I don't mind the vape, but they sell this kind of powder that's synthetic." And
Spice?
I go, I don't know what. No,
like Delta. What they call it, Delta 8 or something.
No, if you tell me the name, I'd never heard about it until this week.
Kratom?
Yeah, what I'm like Kratom. I'm like, what? That's God of War. Why? And she tried to explain it to me, and I don't understand what it is.
I think it's isn't it like a stimulant that's made from the same leaf as the cocaine plant? There's another one I think called like kava or something. That's I might have it confused with, but
I just it's like someone said she said it's synthetic and like, ooh, nice jump. You want to like walk a little as far to your right as you can.
Really? I think you just want to jump to the other American Gladiator.
Oh, nice.
There. Yeah.
Okay. We'll do the same time or?
Yeah, same time.
Okay.
Three?
Oh.
You go ahead. You got
it. I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, jump.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, jump.
Huge.
Okay, good. Have you ever had Kratom?
No, man. I haven't had Kratom. What are you?
I don't know. Like, well, so like you seem more well versed in it. So why would someone take Kratom?
I think because it's like a drug with an effect that I think might be legal in the U.S.
Well, that's what you said. That it's not like there's no.
I think it's one of those things where like the government didn't go, "Hey, this drug is legal." It's like they just never legislated it out or something like that. So as a result, like, you know, the market abhors a vacuum, you know?
Got it.
You want to go 3, 2, 1 here?
Yeah. You got this one.
Okay, 3. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, jump.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, jump. Oh, sorry.
I got to nudge back a little bit.
Yeah, go for it. Okay.
Okay. I think we just tap dance a little bit. Okay, good. So circle back. You're saying that you think escape rooms would be good for marriage counseling or for?
Oh, I think it's one of those things like if you tried everything else, maybe just like if your marriage is like one tapped, you can go to an escape room. And it's just like you're either going to leave with like a little bit of rapport with your partner, or you're going to be like, that was the end. But at least we had some fun.
Okay, I'm with you. Did you learn anything about like? So you've been with like we know bear tapping, wife tapping. Have
yeah.
you been with like IRL friends that you learned anything about? Like, oh, I don't like this person anymore because they.
No, I feel blessed that I've never like been witness to an escape room crash out, but I can totally understand like how it can happen. Like
Oh,
it
nice.
just,
We're not that far back.
it's like, I mean, if you have to remember that it's something like you signed up for, but if you lose sight of that, I could see how people would get stressed because you'd be like, oh, this person's like not taking my feedback into account. Like I don't feel like I'm being heard. Or you might be like, man, this person's like really stubborn, like they're leading even though their decision making is like really bad right now. You could become resentful or something. But
Of the groups you participate in, you said there's like a leader, da 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 da. What role were you in the group?
I'd say I'm an arithmetic guy, and it might surprise you given my. That was my bad. I shouldn't have been so aggro there. I feel like I'm kind of a glue guy in the escape room.
Like you keep the peace?
I keep the peace. You know, there's times someone will be like, "Why don't you try this?" And you're like, "There's no shot that that's the solution." But you try it anyway because you want a maybe they're right and you're wrong, and B you want people to feel heard and you want them to feel like when they come up with feedback that like it's being taken into account.
But okay, even if it's like asinine, you'll still let them do it. But then internally, will you dock their experience and be like, okay, next time they say something, we're not gonna do it?
Nah.
Okay.
Because usually at an escape room, time. I mean, it's timed, but time isn't that much of an issue because you'll have like 15 minutes where everyone is just looking at the ceiling, going, and then did we try this one here? Did we try this number here? Have we tried this yet? That's where like all that extra time is, where you can use like the Hail Marys. I think I need you to walk back like one more step. We got to do this in like one fluid motion. Like I'll jump, you move back and jump, and then I'll be on your chair and you'll be on the chair behind you.
Okay.
3,
I'm ready.
2, 1, jump.
Oh,
that was
good.
It.
That was good. Okay, that's the good stuff. All right. You know what? I'm gonna plan a group date night at an escape room now. You sold me on it. Sounds like, do you do like one a year?
I probably haven't done one since like 2019, but they're fun. I think you gotta know the vibe of the people you're inviting though. Like if one of them's on the rocks, you might wanna get a rain check. Because I think it'd be really uncomfortable if like one of your friends yelled at their spouse like 8 minutes into the 70-minute long escape room. That the vibes could be really, yeah, that's bad.
Oh, okay.
3, 2, 1, jump.
Nice.
That's
okay.
Huge. And then I think basically same thing.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, jump. Oh, that was it again, though.
That's on me. That's on me. All right. Nicely done.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, jump.
That's me. That's me. I gotta.
This ain't half sword, bro.
You gotta donkey kick this, bro. I'm telling you, I will always shoot you straight. So I've been playing half sword, the demo. It is a great game, but literally, I can't recommend it. It's. Ryan, we've been playing games for decades. It's the only game I've ever played that turns you into a caveman. And like, you would say, oh, that wouldn't happen to me. It's going to happen to you. It is what it is, man. I don't know what it is. Have you ever played, is there any game that you played that's like, oh, nice.
Look at that.
That turns you into a jackal?
Basically, like every game. Cine to Nerdle. Can I, without being rude to the dedicated half sword fan base?
Yeah.
And it's doing well. Everybody, because Chiblee played a lot of it. The analytics are good. The chat seems active and like having a great time. But whenever I see like what chat posts during Half Sword, I can't help but think that it's like the people who would like park their car next to a used car dealership and watch the green tube guy dance and be like, look at that! Look at that! Did you see that movie just did? Look at that! That's crazy, man! You never know what this guy's gonna do. He's flailing around like crazy, man.
But you don't think there's like simplicity in the eye of beauty with that? It's like you could turn into that stream. No one has to say anything, and you know what's going on.
I think from like an industry standpoint like that, I definitely understand what you're talking about. Like it's one of those games like when you watch it, you're not like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's just something about it that, for me personally, I don't get the appeal.
Got it. You know, and I think that's the great thing about games is because I genuinely
you don't get the bizarre. I understand.
Yeah,
that.
I feel the same way, and it's like I'm trying to think of like the analogy of like I think the people that like bizarre are probably the people that like go to an art gallery and it's like a monkey like threw paint against the wall and they're like, look at the impressionism. It's just incredible. And
right.
I
You're saying like bizarre heads have college degrees and interface with media in like a nuanced and layered way. And half sword heads are probably at like the monster truck rally, which is fine. I'm glad that they both exist in different states.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like it's college degree dependent, more like trying to make something out of something that's not. Because realistically speaking, and I know we're on different sides.
So your opinion on art is that the artist is in their studio and they're going, how can I trick people into thinking I got something to say? They spend their whole career they're just thinking about ways to trick unsuspecting people that are going to art galleries into thinking that this picture has meaning.
Well, I will say this: the best artists are the best marketers, because I think they're you know if someone genuinely has talent, you just do. But I don't know where or how I saw it. It showed up on some feed. Someone sold a duct tape banana to a wall for over $1 million.
Yes.
And those are the type of people that like the bazaar and be like, oh, look at the degradation of the banana peel. It means something more.
Okay, but a couple of things. We're talking about it. Talking about it, that's artful. And it doesn't make you think? A banana duct tape to a wall doesn't make you think?
It makes me think, what idiot bought this for $1 million?
That's art, man. That's art. That's art.
No, art to me is like you see.
Art to you is like, wow, that painting really looks like fruit. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Wow, you've replicated the fruit so nicely.
No, like who's the dude that has like everything he paints looks like flattened pizzas? I like that. I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I like it.
I think that might be Salvador Dali.
Yes.
Okay.
I like that. And then also,
what do you like? What do you like about it? What do you like about it?
Because I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at, but I like that it all looks the same.
You know what? I think it's a surprisingly trenchant observation.
Because like he's doing different things, but they're all flattened pizzas. You know, but
I think they're all clocks, right?
Well, it's in the eye of the beholder.
Pizzas are already like really flat. Usually.
But they're like, these are like extra flat. But
no offense,
also,
Chicago. That's what I forgot. Yeah.
Chat told me the other day about an artist that you put in your title, and I'm like, I never heard of who's Georgia O'Keeffe.
Yeah, I think you thought she was one of the members of Outkast.
Yes, but then I looked up. I'm like, okay, this is art because she did this in like the 40s when like there wasn't that kind of stuff. And my question to chat was, and maybe you can answer, being a Georgia O'Keeffe fan. Back then, when people didn't think like that, were the people who buying the art, did they know, or I thought she was tricking them to buy art.
Trolling them, surprise! You'll never guess what that mountain looks like.
Because you got to think, man, back in the 40s, and Leave It to Beaver times, like a husband and wife didn't sleep in the same bed.
After they bought the Georgia O'Keeffe painting, they were like, just promise me you'll never turn it sideways.
But I'm serious. In the time when she did that, did people know what they were buying?
Yeah, I think so, man.
Okay.
I think so.
Did she ever talk about it?
Probably. I'm just gonna level with you. I don't really know anything about art.
But you know about Georgia O'Keeffe.
I know that she's a person who painted pictures that looked vaginal. Yeah.
How do you know that though?
You just, I don't know. How do you know anything, man? You hear it some point and then it just stays in your brain.
Yeah, but where would you have heard Georgia O'Keeffe if you're not hanging out at art galleries?
Like school? I guess
Your
maybe school.
Your grade school taught you about Georgia O'Keeffe?
I don't know, man. I see now. I got to source like a location for every. That's one more thing to remember.
I know, but we're talking about art. Do you know the story with the? What is the story with the duct tape banana? By the way, I just know.
I think my understanding is that one of the reasons it's like an enduring piece of art is because it inspires conversations about what art is.
And to you, if you were to first grade what art is, like you've met my kids. If you were to tell them what art is, what would you tell them?
I think I think people they've spent their entire life's work trying to define it and encapsulate it in a certain way. I think one definition of art is an encapsulation of meaning in a different form. Like the encapsulation of an idea in maybe a visual form or an audio form or a written form it becomes an object of record, I guess. That's an inelegant way to describe one way I think about art.
So having meaning in something that is not traditionally meaningful.
Well, it could be traditional because I think, like writing can be art, conversation can be art.
Is this game art?
I think it has to be, right? And moreover, I think us playing this game is a different kind of art.
Wait, are you being serious or are you memeing right
I'm being serious.
Because we're bringing meaning to what?
Because what we're doing is not what the game is doing. We're using the game as a way to create a different kind of meaning.
Like a blank white canvas.
Like what we're doing is like a photograph of a painting. And you might say, well, that's not art because the painting already existed. Yeah, but like that's to ignore the photographer, man. And the technology that's being interfaced with and the lighting and the timing and it's all maybe everything is art. Everything created is art.
So you're saying two other dudes who are playing this game are not going to interact with us the same way we are.
Right.
In the same medium, in the same everything. So therefore, this is art.
Yeah, I think that's one way to think about it for sure.
It's kind of deep. That means then, like, everything you do is art. How you step on grass and bend the blades is art.
Driving is art. Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
That's the way I think of it. All the world's indeed a stage, and we are merely players, man.
Wait, so when you're driving, and
I'm driving good, by the way. Like if I was a painter, I'd be one of the ones doing the fruit, because my fundamentals are like there's no abstract impressionism or anything like that. Like it's all it's by the book. Yeah, exactly.
So when you're smooth driving, and someone comes by and gives you the digit. The middle one?
Yeah, it happens.
So then you become less of an impressionist and more of a postmodernist?
That's where the pizzas get flattened, I'd say.
Got it. But how you handle that could be considered art.
Absolutely, yeah.
How do
you know what? They give me the finger. You know what I say? That's art criticism.
Okay, that's fair. But here's the thing: what if their car's all banged up, meaning they've gotten multiple accidents that day? Are you going to listen to someone who hasn't been in the arena?
It's a good point. Or do they have maybe more authority on recognizing bad driving because they've been in a lot of car crashes?
Well, I guess in that case, if someone in chat is telling you how to stream, is that art?
I think it's art, but it's an art that I don't want to interface with.
Hold on, I'm not ready. I'm laughing too hard. Sorry. That was hands off the mouse.
No, that was a new PB. That was art, man.
Is there r/art?
There probably, I bet there's a lot of great discussions on our art. And our art, true. Real our arts.
All right, let's do this.
You think like every action you take in life has a meaning?
You know what? This is what I think. I think if I am trying to go somewhere on time and I can't find my keys or my wallet, I think that I have not gotten in a car accident because of that.
You're like everything happens for a reason sort of philosophy.
Yeah, we're like, well, what if I found my keys right away? Then maybe, there was a semi truck, blowing smoke and would have run me off the road.
I had a theory, and it sounds like it's tangential, but I think it's very similar. I had a theory. You know how you get chills sometimes?
Yeah.
Like you'll just be, it won't be cold or anything. You'll just get like a shiver.
Yeah.
That's, I think it happens to me, I'd say a little bit more than the average Andy, and I don't know why. But after I saw Men in Black, I was like, oh, I know what it is. When I get a chill, that's when I just passed like an undercover alien in real life. Like that person is an alien in disguise as a human being. So I think about that kind of stuff all the time.
Is that a bit or is that real?
When I was like 9, it was real.
Okay.
Now that I'm like, 36, I'm like, who's to say?
Do you think, all right, realistically speaking, do you think you've ever walked by an alien in your life?
No.
Do you think you've ever walked by a serial killer in your life?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
But definitely higher chances than an extraterrestrial undercover.
Okay.
But you think about that sometimes, so I've been thinking about like, you get 100 people in a room. Like we were at a school performance last night. And I was like, wonder how many of these people have paid their taxes, because yesterday was tax day.
Okay.
I was like, there's got to be, maybe 150, 200 people in here. Betting 12 to 20. That tax file is still not quite submitted yet. And you know what I was thinking? I was like, I'm glad I'm not them.
Do you get in trouble for that, or do you just file an extension?
They would probably. I mean, I don't know if we do extensions up here. That's one of the things it kind of blows my mind about the IRS is that like it seems like every American files an extension.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say every. This is the
every
first
streamer.
year I've not.
Every streamer I know asks for an extension.
But here's the thing: you just put the numbers on the spreadsheet. It's really not that hard.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Like,
especially because I have like an accountant that does it for me. But he gets on my case, man.
What does he get on your case?
Well, he's like, give me a receipt for this. Hey, we claimed this last year. Did you have that this year? And I'm like, yeah, buddy, but like, mind your own business.
I got a guy. Well, I got a guy, but it's not. It's a girl. We just moved accountants, and I was driving with my kids, and I had her on speakerphone. And when I got off the call, my youngest son goes, "Dad, why is she mad at you?" I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "She called you a fool and a clown." And I go, "Well," "It's April 14th. She's really stressed out. She's got a lot of clients, and." I go, I pay her because she's an expert. And he goes, "Do you pay her to say those mean things about you?" I'm like, kind of in
pretty
a way.
Much, yeah.
Because like she was saying like something that I was doing. Well, not hypothetically that I was doing that could be, a red flag. I said, well, okay, well, let's fix it then. She's like, well, you can't do that anymore. I'm like, I won't. That's why I hired you. But I didn't know. So, but I think the thing is like you for tax season, like you need
someone that's gonna. We're doing 2 on that one, huh? After a bunch of one hammer at a times, we just said let's double it here with no conversation.
Sorry. But I mean, it's like I trust her to tell me what to do and not do. And that's
you want them to be like, you don't want them to be like, get it over whenever you got it.
Yeah.
Because then you'll never send it. I feel like switching accountants is crazy. I feel like I got to stay with like my accountant until one of us dies. So I'm like, I don't want to rebuild all that stuff from the ground up. I don't want to get a new accountant and he's going through the files the old accountant did and going like, what the hell did this guy do? Holy cow, you're in a lot of trouble.
Well, that's why I had to do it, because, I mean, I don't want to put anyone on blast, but the old accountant, I mean, I probably shouldn't. I'll tell you offline.
All right.
But anyway, so off the account, I have to tell you this because it was such a rare. Hold on, don't push this one. Let's just do one at a time here. It was such a rare and it was such a rare feeling.
You said don't push this one. Let's do one at a time, which is what we had already been doing for the first 2 hammers.
Sorry, that's on me. So, my wife and I were out to eat. And there's like a little main street, you know, it's nothing crazy, but it's nice in Michigan. So all the restaurants, they got the tables outside, but it's close to the road, right? So on Main Street, people drive like 15 miles an hour, like pretty slow, you know, it's just a nice little quiet area. So the restaurant was like pretty crowded, and all of a sudden down Main Street, an F-250, which if you're not in the US, it's like not just a truck, it's like a huge truck. And then it didn't have mufflers on it, and he like smoked the whole Main Street. So it literally shook buildings, going and everyone in the restaurant, all the waiters, everyone was like,
everyone clapped.
Like, no, everyone was like disturbed. It's like everyone's having a nice time, and then this guy, you know, run through. And I've never done this before in my life, but everyone looked so distraught. I stood up in the restaurant and I go, "Don't worry, everyone. He's not overcompensating." And everyone
you didn't though.
Everyone started laughing and clapping. I'm like, this is my first real life +2. I've never had anything like this. And it was incredible, because it was like, I don't really know what that feels like on Twitch. But in real life, I get why stand-up comedians do it now.
That's great. You know what it is? Here's what I take it as. You made, no disrespect, you made an obvious joke, perhaps the most obvious joke. But
come on, that's like a second tier. It's not.
What's the most obvious joke? You stand up and go like, "Well, that wasn't annoying at all." Like that's.
I mean, that's a tier 1 joke, right? Like that's a grass level joke. At least I had that was my joke was dirt level. No.
Okay, but no? You know, I think you're getting a laugh premium on it because you had the confidence to do it.
Well, the thing is, when I said it, I didn't say it looking for a +2. I just said it because I wanted people
but you stood up,
distracted.
Right? Like.
Yeah, but I was just getting. People were shook. I'm like, I just want to calm these people down. Like I was at most thinking like a giggle, but not like laughing loud round of applause type laughter.
How good did that feel though?
Hey, but I sat down and I told my wife, I go, "They're not gonna believe this." She goes, "What?" I go, "That's a real life +2." She goes, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, but so you think that's an obvious joke?
Yeah, but I think that the obvious jokes can hit sometimes. No, you ever see like the stand-up comedians when they get heckled? Like the go-to joke is like, you know, I'm at work. I don't come to the blank sucking factory and knock the blank out of your mouth. And then the whole audience is like, whoa, that's only like the 100th time I've heard a comedian say that in this exact situation, but they laugh anyway.
I've never heard that joke, but it's pretty good.
Really? I thought that was like that's the classic like heckler reply.
I'm gonna go to your job and suck the suck out of you.
No, man.
No. But okay, so then give me this. What's a better joke to tell in that scenario? Or what would you have said? Besides, don't say nothing.
That is what would have happened. If I had to stand up and say something, I don't think you did the wrong thing. I think you got to give the people what they want, and you succeeded at it. So I think I'm not that kind of guy. You know, like at a movie, sometimes during the trailers, like somebody wants to be the main character of the movie theater.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, they'll go like, "That looks good." Not. I'm more the kind of guy where I whisper like in my wife's ear. I'll be like, that doesn't look good.
But to me, that's a grass level joke. That's not dirt, right? Like no one was ever gonna laugh at that.
So dirt is the worst tier.
No, like if you're going like surface level grass, and then you don't want to say grass because anyone could say grass jump. What you want to be is you want to be dirt, like one level low. Nice.
Holy cow.
One level lower, like grass level joke. Anyone can say those, right? Dirt it puts a little bit of thought into it, but it still reaches the masses. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nice. I wouldn't have done that.
I think I see what you're saying. Well, honestly, I think sometimes the time is right for a joke that might be like a little obvious, but it still is like oh yeah, we should have rotated this. My bad. That's like a people pleaser. Like well, you know what the number one annoying thing for me at a restaurant is when and you might be this guy, I don't know. It's when somebody breaks a glass and then somebody is like, it's my turn to clap and say like "Opa" or something like that.
Okay, I want you to think of how long you've known me.
Yeah.
And I need your definitive answer.
Okay, I don't think you would. I don't think you would be the clapper because I think you would think that it would make the staff feel more self-conscious, and I don't think you would want them to feel that way.
Okay, so thank you, because when you said I don't know if you'd be, I would never like. To me, that is grass, right? Like a grass joke. You know, so I would never do that. But well, you don't. When someone breaks a glass, what do you do?
I'd mind my own business, I guess.
Yeah,
unless it was like really close, in which case I'd be like, "Hey, well, there's a piece right here." I'd be like, "This, it happens, you know."
See, here's what I would expect you to do. If you're at a movie and someone said like a grass level joke,
you know what? Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
If I heard a glass break and I was at a Jewish wedding, you know what I'd say? Mazel tov. My blessings to the bride and groom. Thank you for inviting me.
I'll give
That's
you a
what I
plus
would say.
to it. Okay, but if you're at a movie theater and someone like tries to be the main character and says something unfunny and no one really laughs, I could see you then plus twoing the whole
trying to get
audience.
one up on them.
Yes, because then you'd be the hero and you would make everyone laugh.
Because you know what? I saw Ad Astra in theaters, and then when the movie ended, like a 18-year-old kid who was sitting in the row behind us was like, that was a waste of time. You know what I should have done? I should have said, yeah, like listening to you just now was also an even bigger waste of time.
I just spit a what? Did you say that or you did not?
No, but if I could get a time machine.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's, if you're going to tell a grass level joke, the only time I laughed at a grass level joke, I may have told you this, I went to the Thursday midnight opening, Chad, don't say old or boomer, the Thursday midnight opening of Phantom Menace, and it was like Star Wars nerds everywhere, packed to the gills, like so much anticipation, and then it's like right before the Lucasfilms, like shows, and one of my buddies, he played Counter-Strike, one of my buddies from high school stands up and goes, "Silence is golden," and he killed it. The whole place was laughing. But that's the only other time. Every time else someone says something in a movie theater, it's just Affleck face, you know?
Yeah. It's not the right time.
No.
I think you should go back to the other one.
Okay.
And then, like, you jump and I go backwards at the same time.
But I jump towards you.
Yeah.
All right, you call it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Nice.
And then this one, you're gonna go exactly the same way. I have to do a little turn in the middle.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, jump. And then this one.
Same.
I think this one, I'm going to try to stay on the back of mine while you come in, and then I'm going to jump, and you should come down as I fall.
Okay.
So you'll like jump and push me. I'll go to the back of mine. Right before you land, I'm gonna try to fall. Oh, you know what? Yeah, raise it up. Ah!
Groban.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, jump.
Nice.
Huge.
The Groban was the difference maker.
I stole that from Chad.
I was gonna say it. You know,
It had the feeling like the makings of a Chad idea. It was like out of nowhere. I was like, what if we tried this mechanic we haven't used since we learned it in the tutorial?
you know, but that's what I respect about you. You know, every now and then you'll take something from chat and you'll give them credit. You know, that's why your ELO is above 600.
I don't want to talk about that, man. It just bums me out.
What?
I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk about Rampart. Okay, I'm not.
Me too. I'm just talking about your. I know your ELO is above 600. Mine is not.
You don't think so? No, probably
not. You've seen me.
Not.
You've seen me play. Yeah.
Like I will say, I was talking about it because like some of the dads who have kids in my daughter's school, they have kids who are like older too, right? So we were talking about chess, and I was explaining like I used to play semi-competitive chess, and I was like 12, 13. I was trying to explain to them because they'd tell me their kid's ELO is like 1,000, and they'd be like, "Yeah, they're just learning." And I'm like, 1,000 in 2025 is actually like 1,700 in 2003.
Really?
Like 600 didn't exist when I was playing. Like you wouldn't have a rating if you were 600. Like if you met someone with a 600 rating that had been playing chess for like more than 3 months, they like I don't know what to tell you. They didn't even know how the pieces moved, basically. You'd play people like okay.
We gotta move. We gotta move. Ready? Oh, nice.
It would be like at like 1,300, people would still be hanging a piece like every single game, which is now what I feel like a 1,600 is at, or sorry, a 600 is at.
What does hanging a piece mean?
It's just like I moved my piece to a place where it just got taken with no punishment. Like I left my knight in the middle of the board, didn't realize your bishop could just grab it.
Wait, what is so if you've never played chess and you go in fresh, what is the baseline ELO?
I don't think it's possible to give you a rating if you don't know how the pieces move. But it used to be, if I remember correctly, it used to be that your default rating was 1,500. Like
Okay.
when you first, if you had a null rating, they would seed you in tournaments like at 1,500.
Okay. And then is there like an actual mathematical formula for ELO? So like if you like mate me in 3 moves, do I take a bigger ELO hit than if you mate me in 30 moves?
No. It's based on the results, win, lose, or draw, and the difference in rating between the two opponents.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter how you lose. It's just like you get punished more if you beat, or if you lose to a weaker opponent, and you get rewarded less if you beat a weaker opponent.
And what is the premium ELO rating?
Like to say you're good, or to go pro, or to what?
Yeah, like pro level.
Like to be a professional chess player, you basically have to be a grandmaster who's really good. Probably like 2,500 plus, I would say.
Got it. And there's like engines that can defeat that. Like a AI engine can
The engines are better than any chess player ever, including Magnus Carlsen.
Why? Because they can do avant-garde stuff?
They're able to analyze the permutations with a depth that like the human mind can't do.
Got it. And then so what when you were at your peak, what was your best ELO?
My best ELO, I think it was like in the maybe like the mid 1,500s.
Okay.
And then when you play in person tournaments, you also get something called a perf rating, which is like your rating only gets affected by the results, but it gives you a performance rating that is like, here's the rough approximation of the rating at how well you performed. And I had some tournaments in the 1,700s.
Wait, so perf
I was
is
trending up.
Perf is like your clutch rating. Like when the limelight hits, can you perform? That's what it means?
Perf is like, So it's just a measure of how well you performed in that tournament. I wouldn't say it's a clutch rating.
Okay. I got you. So let me ask this. If my ELO is 599 and I beat you, I'm up in the thousands?
No, but you probably get maybe 50 rating points in a single game.
And that's a lot.
That's a ton. I mean, for a Grandmaster to get from 2600 to 2700, they have to win or not lose for 300 games in a row. Playing other Grandmasters, because something like Magnus Carlsen will have tournaments where he has 8 wins and 2 draws, and his rating will go up 0.7 points or something like that at the end of the tournament.
Okay, let me ask this. Let's just say there's a world where I beat Magnus Carlsen.
Right, yeah. That would be catastrophic for his quest to keep his elo up, for sure.
What would you think I would roughly go to, and what would he go to?
I think there's a max. I think you can't get more than 50 points from a win or something like that.
Okay. And next question, if I were to play him 1,000 times, do you think I could beat him once?
No, there's 0% chance. And that's not rude to you. If I played him 1,000 times, I would lose 1,000 times too.
But
I actually, with God as my witness, I think you have a better chance. I think you might have a better chance of beating LeBron James in one-on-one basketball one time out of 1,000 games than beating Magnus Carlsen once in chess.
But what if he gets fatigued?
What if LeBron, twists an ankle or something? Or more likely, what if you don't have as much control as he's used to and you bump into him and you injure him?
But to say that it's 0%, I think that's I was expecting a 1% chance I could beat him.
I think if you played one game of chess against Magnus Carlsen, your odds of beating Magnus Carlsen in the game are lower than your odds of winning the lottery jackpot on a single ticket.
But the difference is I'm in control of the chess game. I'm not in control of the lottery.
Yes, that's actually a disadvantage for you in this situation. Because if you're bad at playing the lottery, then it doesn't matter. You got the same odds as the next guy.
Yeah, but why aren't you even giving me a chance of maybe he hasn't seen
you
strategy?
have a chance. In the Doctor Strange 1 in 10 billion kind of context, but it's definitely not a fraction of 1%. It's probably 1 in I would assume it's in the billions. And it involves something, I mean, 1 billion is a huge number, but I think it involves something like a solar flare or a random electron in his brain, just the magnetic spin on it flips and it just totally screws the whole thing up.
Well, with someone with your chess acumen, do you climb the ladder in your spare time on your phone?
No, I go through phases, but the thing is, it's the best way to get better at chess is to play long games. It's hard, as you know, as you get older. Yeah. But also, it's not as fun as just playing bullet. Because, you're well, imagine dedicating 2 hours to an online game of chess and you lose. You could have been playing 100 bullet games instead. But bullet is really bad for your chess fundamentals.
It is?
Yeah, because it trains you not to analyze. It basically trains you to just play instinctually. And to try stuff that probably wouldn't work in a real game, but might work because your opponent is playing so fast they're doing zero analysis.
Okay, I'm looking for a gut, honest, non-thinking about it reaction or number from you. Mm-hmm. What could I tell you my ELO is from bullet chess, and you'd be like, "Wow, that's actually impressive," and you mean it?
If you told me you had if you told me you had 1,000 in bullet, I would be like, "That's really impressive."
And you'd mean it?
I'd mean it, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Let me rephrase or clarify. If you told me you had 1,000, okay.
Yes. no, that's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for.
If a random person that I was talking to was like, I've been playing a lot of bullet, I'm at 1,000, I'd be like, it's not bad. If you told me that you had 1,000, I would be like, wow, you've been putting in work.
Okay, good. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. How are we gonna? Do you think we're gonna